which is a principal part of sociocracy, is also personal feedback, how you work. So when we have decisions, I'll see if I can get there. And I think I'm also aware that I am late, so we need to stop soon. I'll just go to the feedback loops. The idea is that you don't make these decisions forever. You make decisions and then you schedule an evaluation. And one of them could also be that a person is having a job and is doing more or less well there. And this is very much about the organization, but it also has the support of persons, that if a person is not functioning well in a certain group, then it will be evaluated. And then there is a structure for how to make a role improvement interview. So if you work in the kitchen, for instance, and you're somehow not functioning very well there will be a time where you can discuss that. But there's a structure for that as well. And if you see the election process, we make sure that we get the praise for the person first, to say what is working and what are the problems. And it is assumed in sociocracy and also in general eco-village context that to live in a community you must be willing to learn. You must be willing to learn and to take feedback and to take into account that you may have to change.
Can it be also applied in a situation where you have employees and an employer? No?
Yeah.
Can you create this type of decision-making process?
Yeah. And the question is?
It also applies in,
Yes. All decisions are scheduled with an evaluation. When it's issues and when it's elections. So if you elect a person for a job, then there will be a time where you have a conversation about how are you doing in the job and what do we. It's actually kind of beautiful process, but there's so much we can't do everything. But it's quite a beautiful process where you have a talk of the person's filling out of a role, what is working well and what could be improved, and then the process is worked out into a decision about a plan. So the person proposes a plan how to work on from here, and then there's a consent process and an objection on all the things, so that the group takes responsibility for supporting this person in moving on from whatever the problem was.
I'm sorry, Frans, but we need to...
We need to wrap up. I just this is the feedback loops, and this is actually the second last slide. These are some resources. I highly recommend the book. We the People. There's lots of books that has that name. Okay. So you have to have the authors as well. It's also about taking the discussion about democracy, that people shouldn't have the impression that we want to turn over democracy. What we want to is a deeper democracy, a better democracy. It's not about criticizing and taking it apart and returning to something worse. So,
is there any relationship to Scott Beck, his theory of community building, the phases that it naturally has?
I know a little bit to him, but I don't know of the relations between that. Yes, I'm sorry we have to wrap up.
Yeah.
And thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.